communication in client-server systems. In above section, we described how processes can communicate using shared memory and message passing. These techniques can be used for communication in client-server system as well. In this section, we explore two other strategies for communication in client-server systems: sockets, remote procedure calls. Okay, the first section, socket. A socket is defined as an endpoint for communication. A pair of processes communicating over a network employs a pair of sockets, one for each process. A socket is identified by an IP address concatenated with a port number. In general, sockets use a client-server architecture. The server waits for incoming client requests by listening to a specified port. Once a request is received, the server accepts a connection from the client socket to complete the connection. Servers implementing specific services listen to a well-known ports, such as a Telnet server listens to port 23, an FTP server listens to port 21, and a web or HTTP server listens to port 80. All ports below 1024 are considered well-known. We can use them to implement standard services. One client process initiates a request for a connection. It is assigned a port by its host computer. This port has some arbitrary number greater than 1024. For example, if a client on host X with IP address this one wishes to establish connection with a web server which is listening on port 80 at this address, host X may be assigned port number 1625. The connection will consist of a pair of sockets, these sockets, on host X, and a pair of this socket on server end. This is the packets traveling between the hosts are delivered to the appropriate process based on the description port number. All connections must be unique. Therefore, if another process also on host X wished to establish another connection with the same web server, it will be assigned a port number greater than 1024 and not equal to 1625. This ensures that all connections consist of a unique pair of sockets.